Analyze the brain first, right? Is what you're saying?
Sorry, what?
Reverse engineer the brain kind of thing?
Right. Yeah. So understand how the brain does it. And I mean, we know if we copy the human brain closely enough and put all those ideas, all the principles into a machine, sooner or later we'll get a machine that's both highly intelligent, like us, and conscious. So you're talking about conscious machines.
Sure.
Because in a sense, it's all in the DNA, right? Implicitly in the structure of the DNA are the instructions on how to build a conscious, intelligent machine. We just need to understand it well enough.
Yeah.
So I see that coming. So I'd say virtually, certainly, sometime this century, it'll happen.
Okay, if sometime this century it is going to happen. What about now? This is something I have asked a couple other AGI researchers, such as Eliezer Yudkowsky, about the possibility of an artificial intelligence spontaneously arising through the internet and through all our interconnected supercomputers and human intelligence that's kind of buzzing around the planet right now. What do you think of that possibility? He said nearly impossible that it would spontaneously arise.
Yeah, I guess that's my view as well. I think it needs to be engineered. Well, we can make a machine like in 5 years that, or less probably, which has as much switching capacity as the human brain. I mean, we're very close now. We're up to petaflops.
Sure.
So we only have to go up one more order of magnitude. So it's about now where, in terms of bit flips per second, information processing rate, we're almost at human brain level now with our machines. So, but I don't think that's enough. Just having lots of bits flipping back and forth doesn't mean intelligence.
Okay.
To get intelligence, we need the circuitry. We need the knowledge of.
Isn't our interconnected computer network across the world kind of analogous to the brain, being different nodes of computing and different strengths between connections and different software packages running on that system? Isn't that kind of similar to the human brain? Analogous, anyway?
Well, it's analogous. I'm just as cynical that an intelligence would emerge that way.
Okay.
I think we have to push it in a way that.
I see.
I mean, it's possible, I guess.
Sure.
I'm open to the idea, but I'm cynical.
Okay, well, that's one of the first questions I had from I had kind of lined up, and we do have a couple of questions from audience members too. And one person asks, do you think that human intelligence will be able to scale with general AI as people start getting brain implants? So,
the cyborg route?
Yeah, the cyborg route. How does that strike you?
I see humanity in the future, as our machines get smarter and smarter, and the IQ gap between human level intelligence and machine level of intelligence, as that gap gets smaller and smaller every year, as the brain building industry churns out the ever increasingly intelligent home robot, for example, then I see people dividing into three major groups, human groups. One, they want to see this process continue. They actually want to build these godlike machines. Second group are opposed. They say, oh, it's too risky. Maybe these machines might turn against us. And the third group is, oh, we ourselves, as human beings, we ourselves want to become these godlike machines. They're the cyborgs.
Sure.
So, actually, very quickly, you take a grain of sand, and you do the math again. There's more computing capacity in that grain of sand, with nanotech,
sure,
than the human brain by, I don't know, billions or something. So a cyborg very quickly would become
a super intelligence. A cyborg would become a super intelligence very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly, just from the sheer computing capacity of just a single grain of sand.
So it doesn't. What you're saying is, it doesn't matter if we create an artificial general intelligence or if we go the cyborg route. Once that nanotech computing power has the capability of a human brain, whether it's interfaced with a brain or whether it's standalone, it's going to very quickly become just a super intelligence that's far outstrips any type of intelligence humans have ever known.
Yeah, agreed. It just comes out with a mass.
Sure.
The human side would just be swamped, utterly drowned by the vastly superior computing capacity of the nanotech, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's where we get to the point here about your the Artilect War, the coming Artilect War. I'd like to touch on that a little bit. Your book, I believe, what was that written in 2006?
Written 90. I first put pen to paper 98.
Oh, 98.
And it didn't fly. No one wants to hear about it because it's so negative. And it didn't. Let's see, 04, 05, I was giving a talk to some retirees, and the talk went pretty well. And then some guy walked up to me and said, "Look, I publish your ideas if you publish them."
Oh.
I said, "Well, I have the manuscript. It's not published." So he published it. That was etc. publication.
Okay.
And then I was debating whether my second book, which is about the rise of a global state, which I see coming.
Yes, that gets into the politics situation where you have some disagreements about how things are going to turn out once we do have some sort of super intelligent machines, cyborgs or whatever, coming into being. And someone had asked a question before the show about your particular position on the Artilects and the Artilect War that you foresee between people who wish to remain biological, let's say, natural humans, and then also the enhanced or the non-biological intelligence. And this particular person seemed to indicate that you were hoping for this outcome, and that you would gladly see all humans, a big giga-death war coming into being. Now, I haven't read the Artilect War, so I don't know your exact position. Is it just that you see this coming, or you think that it would be a great thing that that this war would eventually happen?
Well, I think anybody who actually wants to see a billion, a giga-death war would have to be insane.
Okay, so some people, a couple of people have written on the internet that you are promoting this war and that you would love to see it come along and happen, and all the death that comes along with it, and you would say that is wrong. That's a misinterpretation of what you've said.
That's definitely a misinterpretation.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a monster, but I think I can understand where they're coming from.
Okay. Okay, explain.
If someone puts a gun to your head and says, okay, you have to choose whether you build these things or not, knowing, and imagine there's some way that you can predict the outcome, knowing that there's a very real risk that these, I call them artilects, artificial intellect, these godlike, massively intelligent machines of the future, and knowing that there's a very real risk they may wipe out humanity. Maybe even as a side effect. For example, say they decide, all this oxygen on the Earth is damaging to our circuitry, so let's get rid of it. And as a side effect, we get wiped out.
Yeah.
Or whatever, for whatever reason, it's a very real risk that if humanity decides to build these things, then sooner or later, if these things get sufficiently advanced, they may look on human beings as just pests, just so inferior that they just don't care about us. So that, like right at this minute, I'm sort of pacing around the room, keeps me more awake.
Yeah.
And probably at every step, I'm killing bacteria.
Oh, sure. Every time we take a shower, every time we take a shower, we kill millions of bacteria.
Yeah, right. And we don't give a damn because we feel so superior to them that they count as nothing to us. So by analogy, you see the analogy that these Artilects, if they become like trillions of times superior to us, they may feel the same way about us. So if you hold this gun to the head of a, I call them cosmists, they call the word cosmos, that's a person who chooses to build these Artilects.
Yeah.
So if you hold the gun to the cosmos head and say choose, then then of necessity a cosmos would have to accept that risk